I would say when I took over as chairman, the biggest challenge that I had was how do you balance the needs of a nation with the needs of a business? Because there's a time that due to the IMF program that we entered into, that the government undertake a lot of reform, especially in taxation, electricity cost recovery, etc. So those things had a huge cost to the business community and the people. So in that situation, how was the business community, the chamber represents wider business community to meet the needs of the business community at the same time needs the needs of a patient?
Unlike 2 years back, Duminda, when you took over, where the economy was just coming out of the crisis, we have a more stable economy that is recovering. And today it's important to focus on growth. I'd like to focus on the low-hanging fruit, areas like renewable energy, wind power in particular, tourism, and PPPs. And we would like to use that policy work the Chamber has done to lobby and work with the government to take it forward.
When we, as a chamber, put forward a policy, for it to work, it has to have a national interest at heart, an industrial interest at heart. And I think wherever we made policy recommendations on taxation, on customs, on pharmaceuticals, on wages, etc., the chamber has been successful in getting its messages across. But there were a number of areas that we couldn't get through. For example, at that time, we lobbied really hard. I think both of us went to meet the president of the government several times to get the personal income tax rates to at a reasonable level, not 36%, but they didn't work because it was the nation's interest at that time. So there are situations where both, most times it did not work, but sometimes it works. And what has worked very well.
I think the chamber is already quite member-focused. What I mentioned earlier, that we should focus on policy advocacy. If our members see that we are effectively lobbying for policy that will benefit them, then they in turn will appreciate it, and we become more member inclusive. In terms of the private sector, overall, there are a lot of emerging industries, there are SMEs, there are startup companies, a lot of whom are not directly involved with the chamber. So I think it's important that the chamber engages with those new companies and new industries. And also new areas. And sustainability, again, has been a key focus area for the chamber. And diversity and inclusion, areas like that, the chamber should focus on to better engage with the private sector, including greater female participation in the private sector. There is so much opportunity being right next door to the fastest growing economy in the world. There are so many low-hanging fruits. I mentioned tourism. There is the renewable energy opportunity, ports and logistics. We have the largest port in South Asia and other areas. And I'd like to see over the next 2 years the chamber really playing a meaningful part in contributing to enhancing the country's economic growth.
So Krishan, I wish you all the best in your role as chairman of Ceylon Chamber. And as mentioned earlier, I'm sure that you do a fantastic job because you have all the attributes of becoming a good leader and a chairman. So I want to wish you good luck in your role, and I'm there to, you can count on me for anything that you want in time to get my help and assistance. I'm there for you.
Thanks, Duminda. As I mentioned at the last committee meeting, I think you have played a big role in enhancing the position of the chamber with government, but also with all stakeholders. So I'd just like to, on behalf of all the stakeholders of the chamber, thank you for your contribution.